the beautiful art from Shio Wager. Thank you so much, Shio, for sharing us just the masterpiece that was that bush. Welcome back, everyone, to the DreamHack Open featuring Fortnite. I'm your host, Kelly Link, and then, of course, your casters are Monster D-Face and Balla TW. Taking a quick look at some of the highlights that we got to see so far, getting into the semifinals. We're reaching about the halfway point here, and this is really where some of the players really start to take it away. And speaking of taking it away, clicks in that last lobby, Balla. That was a pretty crazy endgame there.
Yeah, that was fantastic stuff from him to maintain. I think he used all the mobility he could, got a refresh somewhere in that end game, and then had 750 mats to be able to play that out and actually go for a build fight with a guy with no mats, boxes him completely out. That's fantastic stuff.
Yeah, without a doubt there. Monster, with it being only about 80 minutes into the semifinals here, are there any star players that you're starting to notice in these lobbies?
I mean, for sure. You're seeing the big West names kind of pop up there. I saw that Reet trickling in again towards some of that mid game. So I want to see if he can kind of break out, be the star that he is on the West Coast already. Remember, he's been on the rise lately. So I do want to continue to see how things are going to shape out. There's a lot of games in front of us. So like you mentioned before, that leaderboard is probably going to be looking a lot different than when we first started.
Yeah, let's actually take a quick look at the leaderboard right now to see who our top 20 players are in the semifinals, everyone, for North American West. And Soft Aimer doing a really good job, staying pretty consistent. I believe he got second place in our second heat yesterday, so good to see him up in first place right there. And then we have Seahorse in second. That seems to be a new name up there. And then Timbers, Krizux, Rocane, and Epic Reet, the monster name that you just mentioned.
Yeah, Reed, like you said, just making that presence. And take a look. You see a new name slips into the ranks there. It's Blake Epps right there. Yes, got to slip it on in. You see how close the competition is right now. So there's no clear breakaway stars. Not just yet. No one's safe. 181 points is going to be your lead. About 3 or so games in.
I want to point out there in 8th is Reverse 2K with 165 points. It's very tight at the top, but Reverse 2K having another stellar performance today. He had one yesterday in the Opens, and he had one the day before in the Daily Trios and the Cash Cups that he performed in. So Reverse 2K might have started an improvement train for him, because a lot of people were, I guess you could say hating, just straight up. Like, a lot of people hate in Reverse 2K, but he's one of the most consistent players time and time again.
I want to just jump on that a little bit too, because we started seeing him on the return after that Elite Cup, right? He was almost near, kicked out the competition, had the big swing around to come into top 10. I think you're honest on Balla. Reverse 2K has found a stride lately in the competitive scene.
Well, let's find out if that stride continues, everyone, because we're hopping right back into the game for Fortnite. This is the semifinals, everyone, and we have about an hour and a half left of lobbies to see who our top 100 are going to be.
That is going to be the case, and I can't wait to see it. Our third game here on the broadcast, but the players are probably moving into their 4th and 5th, and we get another chance to see the winner from the last game. The way that this all unfolds, Clicks is back at it again, but a lot of names that I see jumping on that bus. And I actually love this shot, because we get to see everybody. Furious, Newell back at this. I saw Cease a little earlier. There's Jacob too. So this is the perfect way to actually see every single players in this lobby, or at least get a nice sampling of what's to come.
It's true. And someone who's not looking too hot right now, Big 60, 24 points in, about a quarter of the way through potentially his games already. You got to think that we know he plays for the biggest advantages. Before, it was for the grappler and solo FNCS invitationals. And now he's trying to do this Caddy's corner drop. And so far, it hasn't been too successful for him. Let's see, though, if he can find some early picks, as things are going to be looking to kick up here now. Only a few shots, as we know. Guy in the back line here is Nerdy. Nerdy tries to get the harpoon off, and no, it's not going to be enough. Big 60's going to find himself a first 5 points.
And if you know Big 60 at all, you know that this guy loves to go for the mythic items. That was one of the reasons for success in the prior FNCS duos, and in the Invitational was going for the shark loot. Way back when. Now it's time to go for Kit's loot. Nice little pickup again on the other player inside the north side of Caddy corner. That's 2 for Big 60, and he'll be able to pop a med kit, and also the 2 big pots to get right back up in a fighting spot.
Wasting no time to bounce back. Here's Clicks, hometown Pleasant Park. No longer this time in the basement, but instead looking to rotate around, wrap it up, get his loot on here. Nice find for the Chug Splashes. Going to help him round out. And of course, the doghouse looks like it's been unclaimed. So that's going to be a great spot to rotate on into. A little bit of an awkward kind of dumpster there sitting in the doorway, but work his way around it.
I'm actually surprised that Pleasant Park is so uncontested in the last couple of days that we've seen. I mean, clicks dropping here, yes, that has an effect on it when people are playing, but still, especially with the changes, the way that the water's kind of gone, it's come out completely unsubmerged. Click's still gonna fight from the top, and that player doesn't even recognize because it was so high over, and that is a very big mistake. He might get in there. No, it unfortunately phases him up instead of down. So Clicks has to continue to try to spray through, but Mystic Aggro on the other side. It doesn't matter. Clicks will turn, charge, and shoot right onto the face.
Great tracking there by Clicks. Now following up 146 points. He is off to the races right now, giving himself a nice little comfortable positioning here coming into the tournament. He's off to a great start right now. You got to think his vibes are high.
Yep.
Here's Falconer in the feed there, finding Synax, someone that we followed a bit of, coming into our first game highlight. Things are heating up.
Mars also with another win in another lobby, so he might skyrocket up into that top 20 when the next time we look at the leaderboard. And another fight breaking out. It's all the way in the south of the map. Golden is so low, and Zizzy will end up getting him. That was full on. Just go for it, I guess. I think these guys might have fought over to a llama or something, because 100 mats for Zizzy already.
For a second there, with how fast the obs switched from perspective, I thought Zizou had the most shield, was going down in that fight. I was like, how? It was a tactical shot, but it was on his perspective. He was on top, as he should have been. He's middling so far, doing pretty decent if he can continue this track. I think he'll be A-okay. You got to think about it. You want to be around that 80 to 150 point threshold. Our top 20 page at the moment there was 100 points or so. He's pretty close by, still on the bubble, on the cusp here, staying very much in the competition. Someone who's in a bit of a struggle here is Hasty. It's not looking too hot for him as Little is up above pressuring. It seems like this has been a drawn out fight. It's a battle of who can find the tags, and Hasty is going to be the one on top.
My goodness. On to Little, too, who is at the top of the West scene in a lot of senses. Not the greatest of starts for Little. We did see him in towards the last top 10 of the last game, so maybe he's up there in terms of points. But he started off strong yesterday, and I believe it was Heat 2, but ended up falling all the way down to the top 20, even though it was like a massive lead for him at the start.
Here's Hasty now moving out of that location, off to a great start, like we said. Has a lot of bounce back to do, though. Material-wise, he's going to need to really get it together here and start to pick something up, as well as hopefully finding some more heals for the road here. 25 shielding is not going to be enough. He does have that hunting rifle, though. See if he can find something. See if he can find something big. We'll continue to keep an eye on the feeds. We hop on over to the other side. Back to Holly Hedges. Temi versus Anno. Looks like they have the zone in their favor, so this is a fight that he can completely take their time with. Temi using all of his walls here now. Gonna make an edit. Okay. Going to swing around, and the high ground is his now. Looking for the side shot. Not going to find it. He is going to find that one. That was 71, 28. And now the shield is all cracked on Ano. What is Temi going to do? Looking for the wall here. He hits his own on accident. The misplay, but it's okay. It's a little bit of a build-off. The missed shots from both sides here. Who's going to come out on top now? The tables turn once again here. And Temi's looking for the 50-50. Targe versus Tactical.
These types of fights are so scary to watch. Whenever somebody does something, they both pounce in the same direction. It's like, oh my God, they're going to end up in the same box for sure if this continues to go on. But thankfully, they back up and start playing at range. I think even a disengage might be in there. Frisk, though, maybe a bit more important of a fight against. We don't know who this is. Unite 168. That's if you play in the scrim scene, you're laughing at this name, but Frisk is not, or maybe he is, as he sends him back to the lobby, playing through the window. I like it for Frisk, but this is the question answered for me in the last game, which was Frisk landing caddy corner? And something that Shiloh and I were discussing yesterday was Frisk gets a lot of flack for placing well with the caddy loot, but this time on NA West, he's not there, instead at the Authority, and even then, still not necessarily fighting for that mythic item. Playing a little bit more cautiously and close to the chest because he knows that maybe fighting off spawn isn't the best idea for him with the high ping.
Definitely got to weigh your disadvantages. It looks like he's done a good job of that so far, leveraging his positioning here in the tournament. 120 points is very much in the running right now. So Frisk off to a great start. Loadout to prove it too, though. 6 crash pads are going to come in handy. Someone who is landing for that mythic loot, Big 60, no secret that he loves this mythic stuff, and he's playing to his benefit right now. Loves the close quarter engagements, putting that compact to work, but no, he's going to get punished. Lucky for him, the follow-up is going to go in his favor, though. Nearly getting taken out there. You think about the siphon that came into play. He only had about 15 HP. He's going to find these cabbages or heads of lettuce now, and there goes the HP skyrocketing on up.
There's still one more player here, though. I think waiting for Big 60 to leave so he can open up the vaults. It's always a gamble when you have the key to the vault and you're like, hold on, do I actually go for this? Oh, wait. Oh no, Daniel must have disconnected and Orangutan recognized that. Feels bad.
A little bit of a freebie down by the whirlpool.
Online competition, it happens, man. It happens. It really does.
Might have stepped away to go pick up some chug splashes from the refrigerator. Caught off guard here.
Tried to pull off a Tifu, but couldn't.
Oh no, Orangutan tries to get to the loot and then gets hit into the whirlpool. How that's gonna play out here. Come right back down.
Somebody else comes for it. Oh, there's the box, and the tack is not fast enough. Or is it? It's not. Agua will end up taking advantage of the free elim that he got, and maybe that was a poison pill right there. He's like, yes, free loot, free elim, free points. But now he's back in the lobby and wondering and questioning whether that was worth it at all. Unfortunate.
Loot for 2 here now, and Agua's gonna be able to cap completely out. He is very much in this competition here. On the other side, though, the complete opposite end, the most eastern portion of the zone at the moment, it's Arya versus someone in the box. Kirky here is on the run. Lots of white tags coming out the legendary compact SMG. The damage high and strong with the fire rate. Gonna move on around, and great tracking. He's gonna find them. The shockwave launcher, though, is in the hands of Kirksey. This is the winner of the loot over in Caddy's corner. I think he was late out of the zone, like you mentioned. Remember, someone was lurking in the zone playing for that storm line. I'm assuming it was Kirky here, who just came out, and Arya spotted him and wanted a piece of that action.
I didn't quite see whether the launch pad he has in his inventory came from that or not, but that would be evidence that he got the loot that Big 60 was waiting for in that vault. I didn't even really get to finish the point, but essentially it was like, are they going to play aggressive to get the key card, or are they going to play aggressive once the vault opens? There's so many gambles on that, but Corrine against Clicks is a big fight. Okay, Corrine, he will start things off to put Clicks at 1 HP, but Clicks gets away even with the water in the bottom of his box. Here's a crash pad in. Clicks knows, though. The stairs flipped already, but there it is. Edit down. They're in the same box, and Clicks is missing, though. Oh, there was a second there that Clicks was maybe able to recover, but that's it for him. And he goes on to the next game without any placement points or really any points at all, unfortunately.
Single misplay, having that wall pre-edited and open. Orion takes full advantage, greeting him with a 127 charge shot. What a way to kick things off for someone who's already healing. Orion now 2 eliminations this game, and the materials to go into his favor. I don't like it too hot, though, on the overall grand scheme of things. He needs more. Wants to bounce back and play for endgame now. Looking to target some players on the backside here. It's Maniac, who's making his way out and around for the Whirlpool. Let's see how this is going to work out. There, he's going to get thrown into it. Corrine, I wonder if he's going to open it up and try to find the shots. No, loses tracking, and now it's time to get on out of here.
These zones are the newest and most difficult to kind of work with, since not many people, I mean, obviously at this point, people are experienced with it, but it's still one of these situations where it's like, how is the best way to play this? Has anybody really figured it out quite yet? Obviously, we had a lot of water zones in the first 2 seasons of Chapter 1, but not quite on this scale. Thankfully, you can build now. Big 60 is working his way up this build fight, and so quietly, waiting for Boss Gucci on the back up there to make a misplay and look on the wrong side. If he does, then Big 60 will be there. That was a replay for TSM Macwood, who got a nice snipe elimination in another game.
This is where Big 60 shines. His play style. He will play dirty, and this is how he does it. Talk about he's making his way up this game. He's making his way up the point system, too. 4 points already. Make it 5 potentially. Yes, he is going to find it. Now inching his way out to find his opportunity to heal up. And he's effectively doubled his points this game alone. So the caddy drop playing into his benefit, into his favor right now. He's going to count this as a victory in its own. I wonder if he's going to stick around and take this fight. The zone is very close by. He can just get on out and continue to rotate. Let's see it. Yes, he is. He's going to go for the rest of that loot here. More to be had. Floppers and a big pot here. He's popping them.
Unfortunate that he actually used the chug splashes, because the big pot slid down and he didn't recognize that it was there. He even looked for it, but you're right. The caddy drop is working for Big 60, but only in this game, right? I mean, you said he's doubled his points, but I'm pretty sure that essentially the way that he got his points last time was another game like this. And this is not going to be enough to qual, especially if this is like his 4th or 5th game, because dropping off spawn and fighting at caddy is so risky. Thankfully, this game it counts for him. Look at his congestion on the west side of zone. Nobody moving except C's right now. And yes, he will be beamed regardless of whether he's moving faster than Light with the pepper.
Time to pop the infinite chug here. I think this is a good call. He wants to make his trek across the waters. No way he wants to sit on this and gamble with how many players are here. That's actually crazy to see how many players have decided to stay back here as the zone revealed itself. No one trying to make the move, but we'll see if he does go for it. There's a risk in cutting across. There's a risk in sitting here. It's a matter of how it's going to play out. Plenty of peppers too, even if he lets this one subside here. And that's what happens if you go too early. The target from all the players on the other side.
I do like the concept of trying to get as close as possible to the center zone, but in certain cases, when you're in zone, it's like not even worth the risk, right? Because you don't know where the next zone is going to go. So how far do you actually have to move? Are you going to make wasted steps towards the center if it's not even necessary? Especially with this wide, massive water. DreamHack loves their sharks, so they will watch this infiltrate into Steez's base. It's literally in his box. Hey man, you want a pet shark? Here you go.
That's a clear giveaway. Someone's in the cone potentially here. He's stuck now. We'll see. The shark's gonna move on to other targets though. And here the zone pulls across, so now everyone has to make it through. C's has a couple options though. Peppers, launch pad, rotate here. He can decide which he wants to go with. Few players are going to take the water route. Temmy's going to be one of them. Successfully gets across there. C's is going to do it as well. You can see the shots coming in as he gets hit a few times. The sniper shield pop onto C's. We'll see if he manages to survive it. Here's Lizziano on the other side of things, also going for the swim across. Falconer now following suit. He's going for the drop.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Line of sight is broken from the players up above, so it's only people who are rotating on the back side, and he's going to be able to earn himself another launch pad. and potentially heals, though he did spend some to get there. Luke goes on the backside of that. That's frustrating, but hey, he'll be able to recover it. No problem. Frist has made it in. Slobbings is in this game too. Oh, nice edit down from Pinto Bean. And he will get this player down. He can't get out of the box. Hazard is unfortunately done and dusted. I like it. The 2x1 from Pinto Bean. He'll make soup with Hazard's life. Sometimes those 2x1 boxes look so juicy to run over, but in that case, it's a trap, and he's paying very close attention to his roof. Nice play.
I want to give credit to Lizinho, who hit the early rotate this time, and now taking absolute advantage of it, getting right up top next to Toast, the player who was firing at him, both of which are now working together to keep everyone else held out to the storm line. He's landed a few shots as well. Someone on the backside here is Maniac, and Maniac's gonna get destroyed. 3 big body shots, all of which connect for as much as they can. That's gonna hurt for Maniac. That's probably a stack of loot Lizione wants here because he needs it, but not enough time to get to it from where he is. It's gonna be lost to the storm now. Pinto Beans, on the other hand, putting some pressure down on players that are close by. 2 eliminations already in this game. The player he's tracking right now does not have a lot of HP. He's gonna be out in the open, and that's gonna be another one delivered to him. Big pickup.
2 back-to-back. Trying to find their way in the zone, and Pinto Bean.
Oh my gosh.
Completely gets it. And yes, so much loot, although this guy had no mat, so I think Pinto Bean thought there was a lot more. He's already shuffled the rest of it in, by the way, the materials that he got from that first one. And he's center in the 5th zone. Zinio, we mentioned him already, who picked up 1 on the backside of zone. Now going for the launch pad in the zone. And yes, he makes it, goes 1 up even. So that will be a good layer for him, hopefully. Now looks back again. Opportunity to do exactly the same thing. Hold people out.
Love it. He's tracking his launch pad that he put down on the right-hand side. He's not going to find anything big for it, but another player is building off in a distance, got his attention here. What is that? Way high in the sky. France is getting all the attention onto him here. There's about 3 players back there, so a lot of options to choose from. You have to think at this point, the lobby's going to figure it out, probably start to target. Yes, here comes the rest of the shots. And let's see who's going to be the focus point. SMG is going to be the first to tagged up, but he's not going to find anything big here. Here's Quinn on the other perspective now.
It's funny switching perspectives, and you basically see everybody looking at this side of zone. Beast by himself on the minimap. No chance. Everybody will focus this. Although Metal built out now, and he might actually break the line of sight. Just 1 more second. But Quinn will switch to the tack as he closes the range and close that fight out. Now, an overview of the server. Who still is a contender for this one? I see Falconer. I see Frisk. I see Nut. Jacob, too. Jacob got top 5 in the last game. Potential for 2 back-to-back top 5s to push him up. Speaking of back-to-back, a moment ago, we saw a notification that pop up in the bottom left of our screen giving us updates on other lobbies. Booga has won 2 lobbies in a row, which is impressive to say the least.
On to a good day here today for Booga. Plays off the momentum. He's got it in his favor right now. This game, though, things are starting to heat up. 40 players on the first full moving now. This is kind of crazy. Pinto tries to go for the launch pad. Lucky for him, the storm wasn't close enough. He would have been punished there. It was not his floorboard to actually throw it down. Get a quick glimpse of how many players are trying to cut across. The top down shot there. Going back and forth. Nut, though, is going to get punished. He's down to no HP. Someone else is going to get taken out there. Dementia from Quinn. Quinn's really racking up the points now. 3 eliminations this game and so much more available to him.
Ooh. I thought there was extra loot. Quinn thought so too, and unfortunately he goes for it and there's nothing there. 16 HP, thankfully, has the floppers. You can get back in this game, at least in the white health category, but not much more. No materials, and he really needed that to be a gift from the heavens. Unfortunately, it's not. He's going to spend some time in zone, wait for the pop back, and it does. But 6 ticks is what he takes, and no more floppers. That continues to rotate now, so he can't stay even longer, but at least he's bought himself a little time.
He's playing for the placement here. The no HP, the no builds, the no medium ammo. There's not much he can do here other than bide the opportunities here. Can he find something for free? No, it was close, but Matthew is going to find him instead. And now Matthew is racking them up when it matters most. He's in the zone. This is an important frag for him, and the trade-off, though the HP is going to cut him down, it's probably not going to be enough to stay alive. Yes, no miraculous escape here for him. Matthew's going to fall. Back to Pinto, though, who's managed to really wriggle his way into this game. He's back in full effect here. We saw catch 3 frags in his last positioning. Now trying to find someone on the back storm line, pressuring backwards. I don't think he hit him with any tags, though. He does need more if he wants to get the conversion. Trying to fight to stay alive now for placement points.
And he's doing just that. Keeksy was in the last game, I think took out Clicks in the final moments. No, not Clicks. Another player we were watching. He's going to go for it. Fakes the edit out the back. Turns back around and takes out Curix. What a play there. And he's going to be earned with a couple floppers and a couple upgrades too. But time is ticking and he's going to be in zone with no more floppers now. Jivy's still up. I believe there's a shockwave launcher in play. Down around the corner, Pinto Bean will go. And unfortunately, that is a lot of zone that he's taken, but still has the floppers. Compact SMG into the building. Walaxy had no clue. And now up to 5. Pinto Bean is really showing off in this game. Frisk still on the mid-ground layer. He's going to drop down and join the complete chaos down on low ground that Pinto Bean is basically playing from the outside in.
Playing phenomenal, amazing positioning here from Pinto, really taking advantage of all the seconds that he could buy in the zone with those chug splashes. And he is in the game at max HP as well right now in the low ground. It's his territory. He's king of it. And look at that, sitting up above. He's going to play the zone again here now and take full advantage. He finds another frag. Pinto just out positioning the entire lobby. Those players are going to generate material for him now. And he's sitting pretty comfortable for what it's worth. More splashes to bounce him right back up. Here's Keeksy, who somehow finds his way all the way up to height now. And it's his low ground here he's fighting for. It's the close one. Player stacked.
Cheater has that shockwave launcher he uses to maintain, but Frisk will fight him, and he will go for a couple shotgun shots, but no. Ends up running out of mats, I believe, and goes down to Pinto Bean, who is on that layer now. Keeksy on low, Pinto on mid, Cheater's on high, and there still is a potential for him to have that shockwave launcher. A bunch of crash pads being thrown out. Pinto is going for it. He's going for it. He's got it. Cheater gets completely demolished, and then the shockwave is out. And there it is. Keeksy will win as Pinto Bean continues to try to rain through with the compact SMG. 3 elims and 154 points for Keeksy. We got to find out where he goes, and we will do that after this break.